Hey, hello everyone, coming to you live from within Somnium. We are Deeptown Divers Show, and today I'm super excited to have FeWoCiouS with me here. Hey, thanks for
Hi!
coming. Hey, so how are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited. VR is really cool. I love it. It's beautiful. How are you?
I can say only amen, and I look forward to our discussion. Stay tuned.
I look forward to it too.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Deep Town Divers VR Show. And today I'm absolutely, as always, bombastically honored and excited to have FeWoCiouS in the show. Hello,
Hi!
hey. So, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. VR is awesome. Somnium Space is awesome. This is crazy. I feel so honored to be on this.
Amen.
I was drawing the other day and I was listening to this show. So, thank you for inviting me.
I am absolutely honored as well, and I can't wait to dive into the all the discussion about the art, your story, and stuff. But yeah, I can only agree that VR is cool, and I love it with all my heart,
Me
which is
too.
here. Yes. So yeah, I mean, thanks for coming. It's an amazing, all this craziness in a good way happening in the NFT space,
Yeah.
and VR converging in art is booming, and everything is happening. I really, really would love to ask you, how did you start? Because for me, you know, I'm I'm a let's go recreational art collector. Okay, I'm in VR. You saw my gallery, and we'll go there back
Yeah.
after the discussion. But I mean, I follow art, NFT art, but I'm not a deep diver into the NFT art as some other collectors. And you, honestly, for me, you kind of like popped up from almost nowhere, and we just rushed into the scene, and I was like, whoa, 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 wait a second, what's happening here? Like, whoa, wait, where did this come from? Like, what happened? How did I not see it? So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you start? How did you actually find NFT art? And what's your story?
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm really new to the NFT space. I found out about it. I'd say I don't actually know. I could be wrong and making up this in my brain, but I think February, March, around there. Um 2 years ago. Okay, so I paint, have you saw painting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a painter and I would sell my paintings on my website, the physical paintings.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this one painting. I don't remember how much it was, but it was the most money I made. Let's say it was like $100.
Ooh,
And
it's almost
someone
like
bought it.
Ethereum fees
And I
right
was so
now.
excited. This was years ago. And I was excited. Someone finally bought a painting. Yay. Months pass after they buy the painting, and I get an email saying, "Oh, I love this painting so much. It's one of my favorite things that I have. But have you ever thought about tokenizing your art?"
I can imagine your
And I was
face,
like,
like, what?
"What is that?"
Exactly.
And I didn't know what tokenizing meant. It was so confusing. So I replied back like, "What? What does that mean?
Like, what?
Tell me about it." And they just broke down the entire NFT space. And they're like, "I love your art so much. I bought this painting." And then they bought two more paintings.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "I'd love if I could have NFTs of your art
Mm-hmm.
along with my physical versions." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I didn't understand what they were saying. I was
Mm-hmm.
just doing it because I was like, "Oh, it looks like a cool opportunity, I think. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. If it works, then it works. It doesn't hurt to try, you know?"
Exactly.
And they told me about Super Rare, and I applied. They sent me the link to apply, so I applied, and I'd say like a week or 2 weeks later, I got in. And then from there, craziness. I don't even know where to start.
All right, so you tokenized your first art. You got accepted to Super Rare, and what happens? Do you still remember your first art piece which you sold on Super Rare? How much did it cost? What was the art piece? What were your feelings?
So the first art piece that sold on Super Rare was called "I Always Think of You," and it was one of my favorite drawings I've ever done. And I remember, okay, it sold for 4.5 ETH. I'm pretty sure,
Nice.
and um, I got bids, and I didn't understand anything. I also kind of still didn't understand Ethereum, and I didn't understand a lot. I was just like, this is really cool, and I'm learning more because by then I was following more people in the community and seeing their tweets and just learning by
Mm-hmm.
proximity. So I got like a 2 ETH bid, I think. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy. This
Woo!
is such a big deal. I'm so excited. And Zach from Super Rare was like, it can sell for 4 ETH. You should put a list price for I think for 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no way. Like nobody's gonna get it. No way. That's too much money. Why would anybody want my art for that much? And he's like, no, your art is really good. I think it would be good and it would be a good first sale. And I was like, I don't know. I almost didn't want to listen to him. I was like, you're crazy. Like, why would you even say that? Like, you're way too confident. You don't know. But he knew because I put the list price, and I think the same day or the next day, it sold like so fast. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I was over the moon. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm mistaken because everything has been so crazy. I'm pretty sure I sold the first one, and then right after that one sold, I sold two more the same day.
Nice.
So it was like crazy.
Awesome.
And so it was the first one was 4.5, the second one was 5 ETH, and then the third one was 5.5. Or it was just all 4.5 and 5 and 5. I don't remember, but it was like around there. And I was over the moon. I was like, wow, somebody bought this first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one, wow. And then like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Blew my mind. I was crying. I think I had class or something. No, I didn't have class. I was like doing something. And I was in the kitchen eating oatmeal. And I was like, wow, like this is so crazy. And tweeting about it, talking way too much.
I mean, it's amazing to hear this, And can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Like, where are you from? What do you do? What do you study? Like, what drives you? What are your hobbies and stuff? Just to get know, to get to know you better.
Okay. Yeah. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey.
Uh, it's hot. um, I'm in high school right now. I'm 17 years old. I'm in my last year of high school. So every day, go on my computer, my little Zoom classes, and for like 30 minutes, and then it's done, and I just have homework.
Ooh,
And
I wish I
what,
was 17 again.
I know it's so nice. Instead of being in school all day, I can be in class for like 30 minutes and then log off, do homework really quick, and then just make art the whole day. It's the best. I don't even know what I would do. Like I don't know how I would balance all of this if I had to go to school. But yeah. And what did you say? What drives me?
Yeah, like what hobbies do you have? Like, obviously painting. Like, what other things you like to do apart from painting, if any?
Um well, I love to watch movies. I love to play video games. And I love it so much. Honestly, I should play video games more. I should watch movies more because every time I watch a movie, I'm like, whoa, I had a life realization. I just learned something about life, and then I want to go make more art about it. Um, I think I read. I've been reading.
Hmm.
Um, but besides, it's more. Yes, I learn a lot from the books, and I feel inspired. But also, it's like meditative because I'm like forced to sit here and read the words and understand what it means instead of skim really fast and not absorb what they're
Hmm.
saying.
And
So I guess reading.
I can only say, like, it's an off topic. You said you should play games more, like looking at setup and like how you talk and stuff. You should definitely stream games. Like, I tell you, you have to create your YouTube channel or Twitch channel, whatever. You start streaming, I subscribe. I promise. So,
I want to, but I'm like, nobody will watch.
oh, they will. I can guarantee you that. All right, so
I might.
back to the art, because this is fascinating. So you are now at the point you've sold like 3 art pieces at the beginning. One sold for 4.5, then you sold 2 more. Like, just describe me what was happening in your head. Like, how were you processing this information? Like, what was your plan? Did you like immediately have like, okay, I have to go and tokenize another one, or you were like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Is it actually legit? Or how did you perceive crypto, for example? Like, did you fully understand what is happening there?
Oh, okay. Um, so by that point, I'd say I had 4 pieces tokenized already. I would tokenize one every week.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of waited a while and I was like, I guess maybe I'm not it. Like, I don't know. But I kept tokenizing once a week. And when I made the sales, I wasn't immediately like, oh, I have to. Actually, I was like, I should tokenize less. Like, I just wanted to take it slow and not always post new
Right.
things because
Right.
I have so much. I wanted people to be guessing. But so no, it wasn't like that. But as far as crypto and all of that, I was mind blown because you see the 4 ETH and I didn't know what that meant. So I was like, I don't know, 4, like, what does
The
that mean?
number, yeah.
But then I saw, oh, that's $1,000. Like, what? I couldn't believe it because before that, my paintings, the most expensive I sold was $500 or $400 for a painting, like a big painting.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me forever. And to me, I was like, wow, $400 for this painting that I like got paint everywhere and like all this stuff. So to sell something that I drew on my iPad, and I think I'm more comfortable with digital because I just started with digital
Mm-hmm.
art.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to painting. So for something I know so much about and I don't know, I couldn't believe it sold for 1,000 because 1,000's like a lot. So I was just mind blown. And then for the other 2 to sell at the same time, it was basically like all at once from different people too. So I was like, whoa, there's different people in the world willing to spend that much.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, as I was posting about it, all these other people in the NFT crypto art space were like, oh my goodness, I'm happy for you. Or they're like, who are you? So it just brought all this attention to me all at once. And I think it was a big moment that showed people who I am. So I was just mind blown. I was talking to people who I look up to. They were reaching out to me. I was meeting new like all these different things. So it was just an overwhelming experience. And I was so happy. I don't even remember the question.
I love it. I love it. It's amazing. All good. So okay. Talking about the platforms, actually. So you created your first piece on Super Rare. You were accepted there. How do you perceive the market of NFT art in general? Which platforms do you use the most, and perhaps why?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a lot about all of them. I'm learning more. Um, I'm aware of all of them, and every time I see an artist tokenize a new piece, I'll check it out and be like, "Ooh, I own, I think like 2 things on Rarible, and then I have something from Coldly on Async, and that's everything I have. And then the rest is on Super Rare. I just don't know a lot about the other ones. I think they're really cool. I like Rarible. Just like if someone didn't get into Super Rare, it's really cool to just see Rarible, and because I think that's one a lot of people know about. So it's just cool to like look around and be like, oh, art. I don't know. So I
All
don't
right.
know.
And so you, from what I heard, I understand you also collect art. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you collect a lot? Who's your favorite artist right now?
Oh, oh, okay.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
Today, today, I I won. I don't know what is it called when you I won the
One
I got
auction,
a
yeah, won the
piece.
auction, yeah, won the
Yeah,
auction, yeah.
I won the auction. This artist Jonathan Wolf, he's amazing. I love his art so much. Uh, I kept telling him, you got to get in, and he got accepted to Super Rare. He tokenized some pieces, and I lost one of the auctions, and I was really upset about it. But I won this next one, um, and it's my second piece in Super Rare, like my Super Rare collection.
Mm-hmm.
So I have him and another one with this artist Lucas. He makes amazing art, and it's like he makes it in VR, and he posts videos where he's like in VR painting and doing crazy things, and it's beautiful. I'd love to collect more art, and yeah, in Rarible I collected some art too, and then Async. I really want to be like a collector. Like I want to. There's so much art I love. I want to collect physical paintings. I want to collect NFTs. I really want to do that. That's like a goal of mine. A secret dream of mine is to have like a gallery, a physical one, but also like a
A
VR
virtual
one.
one, yeah.
That's like my dream.
Cool. I mean, that's amazing, and I can tell you that the dream is not as far as it sounds. You have a headset. We just met in VR, as everybody saw,
Yeah,
and it's just one step for you to build a gallery, and that's it. And I think like if you talk to the Mocha guys and stuff, there is a
I
great
was just
opportunity.
talking to them.
Yeah,
They're so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they have this I think it's called Incubator of CryptoArt or something, where you just
Yeah.
apply and then give you the parcel and you can build it whatever you want. And it's there. It's like if you walk there for 10 minutes you can get there, and it's an amazing district of all the artists together building all this
Yeah.
cool stuff, which I love. So just okay, you are obviously now people collect your art, they buy the art, there are some bidding wars happening. I can tell you the story, like I've seen you post it with the tweet, right? And I'm like, I guess I'm not a professional collector, so I have no idea, right? And I'm like, I see a piece, I'm like, yeah, it's a nice piece. I might bid. Someone was bidding like 1.2. I was like, hey, I can do 1.55, no problem. I put 155. I was like, yeah. So what I do? Where do I put this piece? I'm already
Yeah,
like
I forgot you
I'm already
DM'd
like
me.
preparing to buy to like visualizing the art in my art VR gallery and stuff. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm reading the tweet and it's like it's 2.5. I was like, what? Already? Okay.
Yeah.
So that is cool. Given the dynamics of what you now see happening in the NFT world for your art, where do you see yourself in a year or maybe even 3 years?
Oh, 3 years. Let me tell you, this year I did not see myself where I would be. um, so a big part of this is so I'm 17, and as soon as I turn 18, I want to move, and just because I'm just everything I do is in my room. I paint in my room. I paint in my room. I pack orders. I do digital art. Work on commissions. Like everything I do is in my room, and I feel crazy because I sleep here and like everything is here. So I really want to move and just have space. It doesn't even have to be the most amazing space. I just need space to like think. Plus school. I'm like trying to think about school and family and all these things. I just want to get to a point where I can be like, okay, I'm in the zone. So
Right.
in a year, it's hard because at the start of the year, I was like, I'm gonna, because how I made money before is I would sell prints of my art or do
Mm-hmm.
clothing drops
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Oh yeah, cool.
So those would sell, and I would just try to save enough money to move out. And I was making like enough, but I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Like, I don't know. And with crypto art, I have enough now. I feel okay. I don't feel stressed. I think I would rush my art a lot. I don't looking back. At the time I was like, I'm doing my best. But looking back, I'm like, oh, you rushed that piece
Mm-hmm.
because you wanted to get it out there and try to make money. But now I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah, now
Like
you're yeah.
it's okay. Don't rush. Like you'll be okay. Just make the best art of your life. This is people like you because of your art, so why would you rush it, you know?
100%. Yeah, I can
So
understand. So it's a good place to be, actually. It's a very comfortable inner place to be, where you are not forced to do what you love, rather you do it because you love it,
yeah,
and you take your time. I can fully
yeah,
understand that, and it's an amazing and it's an amazing blessing to be able to do that, and congratulations
yeah.
for that. This is really good. This is
Thank
really
you.
cool. um
It's crazy.
how do you, so you have a VR headset, obviously. Now
Hmm.
I assume, or I think I've seen that it's a fresh purchase for you. You don't have it too long,
Hmm.
right? How do you see the VR thing in general, and then particularly like VR world, like Somnium, for example, where it intersects with the NFTs? Like, what's your take on VR right now? I like it.
before before I I thought it was super cool, but I never even tried it. So I was like, oh, this is really cool, just from seeing like video games and
Right.
stuff. But I didn't understand, or I would see like Mocha post like the gallery
Mm-hmm.
screenshots,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I imagine it would look really cool in VR. But really, you don't realize how truly amazing it is until you try it.
Yes.
And especially with headphones and you like feel like you're actually in the room, it's bananas. It's so cool. It's the future. I seriously think so. I was already 100% into NFTs and everything, but after trying VR, I was talking to Colborn and he told me all about it. That's why I went and got my VR headset. He was telling me about
Yeah.
it and I was like,
Goldborn.
dude, I need it. And then so I got it and I tried it. I cried. I've been crying a lot just because it's so beautiful. Like it was like a demo and a butterfly landed on my hand. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And to see art and just go to these amazing galleries instead of being like, oh, I have to fly to New York to go to this gallery. Instead, you can just like build something that's not even physically possible.
Yep.
Like it's the future, and I think things will happen that we can't even comprehend right now. Like there's just so much ahead that we can't even imagine because there's still so much. But even right now, how it is insane. It's beautiful. Somnium Space is crazy cool. We walked around, we watched the concert, and just the concert itself, like concerts, galleries, like everything, game changing. It's awesome. I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
the
Thank you.
future.
It's we try hard, of course. And I mean, even like what we do right now, you are calling into VR while I'm standing here in VR talking to you
Yeah.
live. It That was not possible like even a year ago. The
Yeah.
progress, how we progress with the development, and what we try to push, like the new features. That's I do it a lot. Like I do the interviews like this, or I call, like I have business calls, Zoom calls like this, and I still, for me, it's like also mind blowing, because it's amazing, like to have you here physically on a huge monitor, and just talk to you like this.
Oh,
It's
can I
crazy.
tell you something?
Yeah.
What I've been doing, so I'm doing research for this project. I have to draw like a place. I can't
Mm-hmm.
talk about it right now, but I'm drawing a place.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did is I put on my VR headset and just went to Google VR and like
Oh
typed what I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
be. And I
100%.
literally walked around the space and then I had my monitor open like in a corner and I was taking notes on my monitor while I was walking
Yeah,
around the city I was supposed to be drawing.
exactly.
And I was like, first of all, the timing is so amazing that I got this, but I was like, the like research,
Yeah.
like you can do so much. Or
Oh,
like just have 5 billion screens open and like look at all. I don't know. It's awesome.
it's really really amazing. VR enables so many different applications, right? It enables like social aspect. Like we've just been here in
Yeah.
VR standing together. There were like another 4 or 3 people around us. They're all from different countries, different time zones, but yet we were enjoying the concert all together at the same time. Like
Yeah.
dancing and stuff. that's amazing. That's just magical, and it feels magical, and 100% that's the future. Um, how do you see NFT market, um, art in particular, and maybe other NFT projects? Like, how do you see them evolve in the next, let's say, 2 years? Like, where do you see NFT art within a year or two? How do you think it will change?
NFT art.
NFT marketplace
How do
for
I think
the
it will
art, like
change?
crypto art. What do you think about where would it go? Maybe platforms will change. Maybe something will change. What is your take on that?
Well, things will definitely change, especially there's so many new artists like every day finding out about it. And so that will change just all the new art. And I think in a way, like I don't know how to explain this. Uh I think artists will be compensated well for
Mm-hmm.
like the first times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm seeing my friends being like, "Oh, I'm able to move out now." And so many new artists are like okay and like have this extra backing through being able to sell their art and they're getting this motivation like, "Oh, like other people care." And so I just think art will change because just so many new artists will be comfortable and not rush like I was. And so
So you think
I know that will
the quality
change.
of art will grow just because people get more time to actually work harder on the on the pieces? Okay, that's an interesting thought.
I
But then
think that. But
that
also there's gonna be some people who are like, ooh, money, and then just post a lot.
Oh
but
yeah,
but
let's dive into that as well a little bit, because there's always another side of the things, right? So now we
yeah.
see recently I've seen a lot of posts of people, and even a lot of money a lot of he did a really funny art piece, which I actually have in my VR gallery. I bought it yesterday, um, about like people stealing art of other artists and then posting them on other platforms and pretending that those are the artists, and some maybe doing some wash trading and stuff. Like, how do you see that? Obviously, I'm pretty sure you see that a big problem, but how do you see that interfering with what you do? Are you afraid of that? Do you see a solution for that? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I think it's gonna get worse. like I think people are gonna
Woo.
start seeing like, oh, all this is happening, so more people are gonna be trying to figure out ways to do that
Mm-hmm.
and be annoying. But as far as solutions, I don't know. I don't know. Besides, like, I don't know. I know Rarible has like the verified thing, but that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think a
There's, I
blockchain
don't know.
definitely helps, because if you know the address of the original artist,
Yeah,
you can always verify who is the original artist. But
exactly.
still, there are some attempts to of course manipulate stuff and do
Yeah,
that.
it makes
Yeah,
me sad.
it will be more people, but do you think what is your what would you, like, your gut feeling tells you, are you more for a decentralized approach where you think like a platform type of like Rarible, where they don't curate anything, they just anyone can post anything there, or you are more fan of curated experience like Super Rare, where they have to accept the artist, they have to work with the artist and stuff like that? Where are you on this spectrum?
I think it's good. I don't know. I like both. I think it's good. I like Rarible a lot
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many amazing artists, or even some people are just too scared to apply. Um, I like Decentralized. I think it's very cool. Uh, it gives everybody a chance, and that's like the point of like decentralized. Everything's decentralized,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what everybody talks about. And so I love that. I think it's important. Um, give everybody like a chance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's equal, so everybody can just see what's going on. And as far as curated things, I think they have a place, like just to see every. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think I understand what you
Like
mean. It's like, I think both concepts can coexist together,
yes,
and they will just evolve together. And there will be
Right.
places for decentralized, art collections, and there will be places for curated experiences, which is super rare.
Right.
I actually agree with you on the regard. But I definitely think that the platforms like Rarible and OpenSea and others, they have to make sure that those who try to steal other people's art, they
Oh.
have to take it down. Like, it has to be
Mm-hmm.
somehow regulated, because otherwise, the toxicity could lead that people will just go away from the platform because they are
Yeah.
angry or something. If you buy, like, by chance you buy fake art, you're like, oh, that's not nice. So yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting. Okay, another tough question. We've talked about favorite artists you own some pieces from, but
Mm-hmm.
who are the artists you look up to and you say, okay, I love the art. I maybe don't have
Oh,
an ability. Tell me your favorite artists in general, like on CryptoArtist, of course,
in the world?
like anywhere.
Uh, my favorite artist like ever. I have two.
You can even name three.
Oh, wow. Ooh, we're getting
Woo!
crazy. um, my top favorite, I'd have to say, is George Condo. He's a painter. I love his art. His art is worth like millions, though. So one day. um, and then my second favorite is Zach Thompson. He's awesome. He makes amazing art. I'd love to have an original. I can't afford it, but one day. Um, and then I'd say a third favorite. I don't know. There's so many. Right now, his name is Eteen. He makes NFTs as well. He is awesome. I'm so happy he got into crypto art. I want a piece so bad, but yeah.
All right, where can people find his art? Just let's give him
Oh,
a
he's
plug.
on Super Rare.
He's on
Check him
Super Rare.
out.
Okay, cool. All right. I hope you will, listeners and viewers. Just go check him out right now. We wait. No, I'm joking. Don't go away. So, all right, and just do you plan your future as well in like virtual reality world? Like, do so how do you perceive that in general? Because you've seen the galleries in VR, you've seen the concert right now, and things like this. Like, does it change the way you think about representing your own art in the future, or you still more a conventional believer in the I'll have a website created experience there, I'll have this, or you'd rather go crazy and say VR everything and just put all this on the walls and have these cool pictures and stuff? Where do you stand at the moment?
I think I always want to have both because I'm 100% VR all the way. I'm like, that's the future.
Yeah.
Y'all who don't believe in it, y'all, what's wrong with y'all? But I think it's important to have the other way so that you can trick the other people who
I
don't
like you.
like
I like you.
VR and get them to come inside and like see. So I think it's important to have both for me, um, because I want it to be like accessible for people who don't understand. They can be like, oh, this is really cool, and then they can go see like all the craziness
Hmm.
and be like, I'm in. So I'm 100% VR all the way. I plan like now everything I think about is like, okay, VR, like everything is changing. I want to get a new computer. Like I want to do crazy things, and I want to
Yeah.
learn 3D stuff, learn how to make art in VR, and just make the craziest experiences and just transcend anything I've been able to do before in like 2D space. So yeah,
Fantastic.
VR all the way.
Amen. Amen. I can only say that. Yeah. So it's it's an amazing, and again, congratulations to how your story evolved. By the way, you live with parents, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What do they know? What do you do? How do they proceed? Like, hey, mommy, I've just sold like cryptocurrency stuff, blockchain art. She's like, what? Like, do they understand what do you do? How do they react on that?
Well, It's interesting. They at first, when I said I wanted to do art, um, they don't like my art. Now they like it, but but when I
I hope.
started, they're like, they were like, because to them the idea of good art is like a landscape, like
Mm-hmm.
a tree or
Mm-hmm.
something. So or realism. So when I would draw something crazy that doesn't look real, they were like, that looks bad. And they would be really mean to me about my art. They'd be like, why are you doing this? It doesn't even look real. Why would anybody like it? And so they were not very kind and not supportive at all. As time went on and I would do clothing drops or I would sell prints, they would see like I'd get 100 people doing orders and they'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, people like your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They also don't understand social media. So like there's so many levels to it. So when crypto came around and I was like, I got into super rare. They were like,
Super what?
what?
Super what?
Yeah. And I was like, it's like a marketplace, but it's like the pieces you can't touch them. And they're like, is this a scam? Like, and they didn't understand. And then I talked about, I was like, well, you don't know what Ethereum is. So I was like, maybe Bitcoin. No, I lost them even more. They're like, Bitcoin. Like, they just did not get it. So now they kind of were like, I don't get it, but you seem to be doing good, I think. So they kind of just leave me to my own and do
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I sold a piece for 8,000, and they were like, oh, so the money makes them understand, which is kind of upsetting. Like I wish they cared more and wanted to learn, but still, hey, whatever. They're way better than before. They were like, stop drawing, you're wasting your time. But now it's like,
it's a process, you know. It's a definite it's a
yeah,
journey, you know. You have to take them through the journey. I mean, of course, like can you imagine like you just, I don't know, if your mom is at home, you just put your mom here in the video, and I'll say to her from VR, hello. I think I had this experience with people sometimes react like, some people just go quiet for a minute, and then like, I'm sorry, I have to digest this, I don't understand this, like, are you really there, like, are you talking? I was
mm-hmm.
like, yeah, this is my right hand, you know, I'm waving to you. Like, oh my god, it's real, he's real, how is it possible? So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it takes time, it takes time to understand, and it's cool that they at least kind of like support you. Maybe they don't understand it, but they leave you do your thing.
yeah,
And that's important, and that's great. Cool.
yeah. For that, I'm thankful.
So, what do you say to the world? Whatever you want to say to the world. What do you want the world to know about anything? Leave your huge message here in this digital,
About anything?
about anything. Just whatever is in your mind right now. What you've seen on Twitter or in the industry, or you thinking about. You've seen something. Just put it here.
I think this is something. Okay. So I've been getting a lot of DMs about like crypto art and artists being like, I don't understand what it is. I want to get into it. Um, I have to I don't know. I need to figure out something to teach people because I feel bad. It's hard replying to every single DM. But I just think, or some people are just like, I just want to make art and I don't know where to start. I think, or people will be applying to Super Rare and they're like, are these good? Like, I don't know. I just think, because when I applied, I was like, I don't know. Like, I just did what I thought was best. So I think a big thing is just follow your heart. It sounds so cheesy. Like, for real though, follow your
Yeah,
heart. Like, if
yeah,
you feel a
yeah.
certain way and you want to make art, don't think too much about, like, oh, is this the right paper? Is this? Just get a pen and, like, get whatever paper and just go. And then from there, you'll learn and do different things. But that's what I did. Um, a lot of my drawings, like, if you look back at my Twitter, it's just Sharpie drawings on paper, like, for like a year until I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a graphics tablet. So just, if you really want to do something, there's a way. You'll figure it out. Everybody has a phone. Just like take a picture,
Just
and
start.
you
Yeah,
got this.
just start.
And yeah, just start. It's
Ex-
really important. And then
exactly.
once you start, I think it just snowballs. Um, I
I,
don't
I
think anyone can start like up. I
I
don't know if
agree,
that
and
makes sense.
I think I want to finish this interview with a very famous question. What is Guy Raz from NPR? I'm listening to this great podcast. Maybe if he's watching, I don't think he's watching this podcast, but maybe one day. It's called How I Build This. It's an amazing podcast
Mhm.
where he invites founders to tell about their story of how they founded their companies, and he invites all of the famous people, like from, I don't know, from Airbnb, from Uber, from Lyft, and all those pretty, I would say, super successful companies. But then you find out that the journey in the beginning was super bumpy. They were failing and failing and
Mhm.
failing and failing, but the main stuff was that they actually did something. They started it. They pushed it through, and they were pushing it through, and in the end of the day they found their way, and that's why those companies are successful. Nobody from that show, like literally no person from any successful company, had an easy ride. Like nothing,
Mhm.
zero. Always was a bumpy ride, and they always had to figure out. So the reason why I'm saying is that amazing podcast, you should listen to that. It's How I Build This. But he always finishes his podcast with a question. He asks the founder the question. He says, what do you think has affected your success more, luck or your hard work and intelligence? Like, what did affect you more? Like, in the place where you are today, what do you think played more role, luck or that you persisted in working and continued working on your art?
Um, Luck is so interesting. I think there's certain aspects to luck, like, oh, I'm lucky enough that like my family doesn't like just take my computer, like that's like a lucky thing
Yeah,
that I couldn't control, and that they like don't say anything. That's luck, like to me. But as far as those things, um I think it's hard work. Like this lab, like everything I have, because they didn't want to buy me anything for art. Everything in my room, like that thing, I bought all of this myself off of doing commissions and working really hard, saving my money.
awesome.
And so, or like I was talking to someone in my family, and I was really excited, like, wow, it sold for 8,000. And I was just thankful, and I don't know, I wanted to celebrate to somebody. And they're like, oh, you're so lucky. And it made me mad. I was like, yes, in a way, yes, because certain people like me, and they, for whatever reason, they decided to share. But at the same time, I'm like, I make these videos and I edit them and I
Of course.
like do these random little things that I think people don't think about. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. So there's just a balance.
No,
I
no,
don't know.
you
It's
you have a valid point, and if I may kind of complete the sentence, what you were saying, it's like, in order to get lucky, you have to walk towards that luck. If you are not walking
mm-hmm,
towards that luck, you will never get lucky. That
mm-hmm,
is the truth of life, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
You are welcome.
yeah.
it's
That
it's it, it is
I
it,
didn't know
it is
how
like
to
this.
phrase that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of my own finding as well. Like people say, oh, you're lucky, like when I started Somnium in 2017, like people thought I'm crazy. Like if VR didn't
Mm-hmm,
exist at that time, nobody knew what VR is. Basically only like few people knew what VR is, and people were thinking, you are doing what exactly? Sorry, the virtual world in VR with economy on blockchain, what? They were like,
mm-hmm,
there are better ways to throw your money at. Please do something better in your life, do something much more meaningful with your life. But there is a vision. You have a vision for your art. I have a vision for Somnium, and that's why we are here and we're talking
mm-hmm,
today. And that's amazing. I'm also thankful for what I have in my life, my wife and children. You have great family which kind of supports you. Maybe they don't understand, but they do support you anyway. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, I think we are lucky. I hope our viewers are also lucky. Of course they are, because they're watching this podcast, which is amazing. So subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe. And yeah, I thank you very much for coming to my show. It was.
Thank you for
and
inviting me.
it
It
was.
was so surreal.
Mhm.
Literally, I had, because I have monitors, so I on one monitor I had my drawing, and then the other one I had this, like, the video playing on YouTube, and I was listening to it, and then like the next day you DM me, and I was like, oh my god, and I was like so excited, and to walk around in Somnium Space, I was kind of geeking out because I was like, wow, I just watched a video about this, and now I'm like here, and I'm talking to the guy, like I was like, wow, that's Arthur. So I was really
Thank you.
excited,
It's
and
my
so
honor,
I'm
and it was such a pleasure to have a chat. And yeah, I can't wait to post this episode for everyone to see. And of course, as I always say, when I end this episode, I'll see you next time on the other side of the monitor because it's more fun here. Psst. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
bye.
Everything you see around, like all the builds in the distance, and they're loading for you most probably, so you don't see all of them right now. You just see part of them because they'll procedurally be loading and loading and loading. But everything is built by people, right? So people buy NFTs, they buy land parcels NFTs, and they build on them, and then they can trade stuff together with the build. So you can buy land, build on it, and sell it with a property already. And of course, we're launching
This bush looks so real.
Dancing is allowed. Wait, you didn't see anything yet. It's just the beginning. Wait, it's not the end.
Crazy. I can't believe this exists.
Follow the sound, follow the sound, but don't try to run. Walk like you left nothing behind. Walk like you left nothing behind. There's no walk like you left nothing behind.
Wow. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. What the heck?
I've overheard some people talking about killing bees. Who's gonna save the children? Who's gonna come on, feel the birds. Come on, feel the birds. Is that all we got to give? Is that all? Is that all we got to give? Is that all?
I think I got laser eye zap there.
Wow.
Yeah, it just ended. You can't
A
see
laser
it.
hit me in the eyes.
Yeah, me too.
That's so crazy.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Chucking your controllers about.
That's the reaction I
You
want
need
to hear.
hold
Like,
on to them. Yeah. It's
I'm
not mic
so-
drop, it's controller drop.
Yeah.
exactly. Controller drop.
I don't even know what to